click play, we're live. Max got the vibe where the movies thrive. Breaking it down, no script in sight. On the reel with Mac, it's movie night. Mac movie reviews hot off the press. From the cult classic gems to the Hollywood stress. Popcorn's ready, grab your best seat. Mac's the one-stop shop where the cinema meets. Heroes, villains, plot twists untold. Rom-coms, dramas, adventures bold. A critic with heart and a little flair. Mac breaks it down like you're already there. Mac movie reviews hot off the press. From the cult classic gems to the Hollywood stress. Popcorn's ready, grab your best seat. Mac's the one-stop shop where the cinema meets. Thumbs
Mac movie reviews, it's your Showtime crew. For the laughs and the feels will guide you through. Grab your popcorn, let's review what's on cue. Mac movie reviews, bringing it straight to you.
We're bringing it straight to you, and welcome back to another live stream. We really got to title this. Let's bring in my guest, our usual guest of honor here, Rod. Rod, welcome back to another live stream. We need to come up with a name since this is going to become our thing. What do you think our name should be?
I don't know. Something to do with black people. Let's.
It's the cookout taken.
Ooh, dude, I like that. Actually, the cookout. Yeah.
Let me check real quick. Is there any podcast that could sue us if we take the name The Cookout? Let us see. Hold on. The Cookout
I like that. That's a good idea.
podcast, please. Unfortunately, it's a comedy podcast already taken. Well, I guess we can call it the Cookout live stream. Or no, I got it. The Function live stream. How about that?
Ooh, the function. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's do
welcome to the Function live stream. We are back as usual. We're back. We're better than ever. We are ready to go on this Friday night. It is just the two of us. We will be having some friends of ours. Dom will be making his long-awaited return on our next stream, which will probably be a spooky stream. But today, we have decided, as my fan is going loud, I might have to go change that a bit. Let me just back it up because it's just can't hear myself. But anyway, today we are keeping it up. Well, first, before we get into the topic, Rod, how you doing, man?
It's Friday. I'm in a decent mood today. It's been a long, interesting week, but I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. My team's 3-0 in the NFL, and
Just kiss my black ass, Matt. Kiss my black ass.
How about them Dolphins, man? You good? You good, Mud?
Sucking wind. They're wasting my Sunday nights, man. They're wasting my Sundays. Did you see that thing? You saw that post I put in the group chat, right? The other day. They're moving that Monday night game to Comedy Central. Good.
Well, the funny thing about it is that, like, I'm 0-3 in our fantasy league, but, like, my team's 3-0, so I'm okay with this 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather have my actual team that I root for be 3-0 than my fantasy team right now. So listen, I'm a Gator fan too. So it's for football, man. It's been a rough year for me because my Florida Gators are 1-3. My Dolphins are 0-3. Mac, I swear to God, if we lose to the Jets on Monday night, I don't know if y'all gonna hear from me for a while. It might be a minute before you guys hear from me again. I swear, I will not survive Monday night, man.
Well, guys, we got another stream for you. We are keeping the topic along for our top 10 retrospective stream series in the Function. Our new name, I like that, the Function. So instead of doing a year, I think last time we did 2021, which was a great stream with Tyler. We decided to go back 10 years to 2015, and we did a 2015 live stream already. We did like the retrospective, but we figured we'd break down our top films. And I gotta say, Rod, out of all the retrospective we've done, since we're doing a top 10 format, this might have been the hardest I had to come up with.
So I was gonna Man, I forgot to message you before the stream started. I was like, I think we might need to break this up into segments because my honorable mentions are so long. I don't,
Yeah, me
it's like
too.
there are so many honorable mentions. I have over 10, and then so I'm like adding some as we're talking here. So I know I missed something. I was going back to Wikipedia this morning. I was like, okay, what did I miss? And I'm doing it again right now. I'm like, okay, did I make sure did I miss anything? So I don't know, man. Like we might have to like go like because I have a couple of films. I'm like, this is the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst. Because Mac, this is the year of Fan Four Stick. So how do we not
Oh
mention Fan
yeah.
Four Stick? But I mean,
Well, I
this
figured.
was a great year though. This was a great year for movies.
Yeah, I'm looking at my top 10. Like, I realized I had to redo it because even the stuff that I saw, because this was 2 years before I started reviewing movies. So this is where I really started to pay attention more. And I really had to dig through my top 10 and go, like, okay, these are the films that I feel confident to put in my top 10. And even my honorable, we can actually start with the honorable mentions, I guess. We'll say with this, we'll start here. I'll start with my honorable mentions and then we'll just get straight into it. So, my honorable mentions, and this will show you how crazy this year is. My honorable mentions on my handy dandy notepad is Straight Outta Compton, Furious 7, Everest, The Walk, Age of Ultron is in my honorable mention.
How dare you? How dare you?
Listen, Marvel fans, you can kill me later. Steve Jobs, the Michael Fassbender movie, Bridge of Spies, the Peanuts movie, 33, Legend, The Good Dinosaur, and this one's going to shock you, Rod. Creed did not make my top 10.
Creed didn't make my top 10 either, man.
It's so hard because I wanted it in my top 10. It's so good.
It's so good. I mean, if we were doing like a top 10 sports movies, it would be in my top 10 for sure. But if for 2015, man, yeah, there are a couple honorable mentions that overlapped with mine. So a couple that overlapped. You mentioned Steve Jobs, right?
Yes, the Michael Fassbender one.
Yeah. So Steve Jobs, Straight Outta Compton just missed the cut back. It's like it's number 11. And I'll tell you why. That movie's so great. The third act is it's really weak, Mac, in that third act. Where I was like, I can't do it. I feel like it kind of drags.
The problem with that movie for me is that once you kind of learn more about what was cut out, you're like, this is not as good.
That too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially that what was the Surviving Compton Michelet made? Like literally when the movie came out, so I was like, oof. So like when you watch that, it's like, and it's like that's weird because that's another movie where like, oh yeah, Eazy-E, like Jason Mitchell was gonna have a good career, then he kind of like Me Too'd himself, and yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey. So I know we're just talking about honorable mentions, but like that scene, Mac, where he finds out about his, he gets his diagnosis. I cried, man. I did.
That was emotional, yeah.
Kingsman didn't make the cut. Yeah, Kingsman didn't make the cut. Unfriended, I love that. I know you and I disagree on that movie, but I love Unfriended.
Okay,
Jurassic World.
Oh,
The Gift. Southpaw.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh.
I know people kind of felt the franchise after part 1, but Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 2.
Respect.
Project Almanac, a little film that came out in January, found footage movie back about time travel. That didn't make the cut.
I've heard good things about that too. Like I thought it was. I heard it's like one of the better found footage films.
It is. It's not Chronicle or anything like that, but it's no Project X even though, Max. It's better than Project X.
I mean, yeah, this is high quality right there.
Carol, the Kate Blanchett, Rooney Mara film, Entourage the movie, and Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
That almost made my top 10.
I you know what's funny? I just saw Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse like 2 years ago. And I was like, really? I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but I love that movie, man. The movie was so much fun.
That was like a weird air. Wow, that is top 10 honorable mentions we ever hit. 10.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I'm telling you, man, like, so if we have time, I kind of want to go back and revisit some of those that we mentioned, honorable mentions, but yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
But let's get into our number 10. So I'll go first, and this is the number 10. I will die by this hill. This is my favorite of the new trilogy we got with a certain 007. This is my personal. It's tied with Skyfall. Number 10, I'm putting James Bond Spectre, directed by Sam Mendes, because I like this movie a lot because it really showed people that Batista can act. Like putting him in a James Bond movie, I was like, he was perfect. I was like, I want him more. And then, this is actually the role I think that got him in that part in Blade Runner, because the name of the movie said like, oh, because range. And I just like the story. I like the action of it. I think Spectre is a good follow up to Skyfall, because Skyfall was so amazing. I think Spectre was a good middle ground, because I hate No Time to Die. I think No Time to Die sucks.
Wow.
I like this one.
That's
I
bold.
I was saying,
bold.
No time. All you James Bond fans, No Time to Die sucks. That was a bad ending for Daniel Craig. Can't wait for people to get mad when they have a black James Bond with Idris Elba. But yeah, that's a number 10.
That's bold, man. That's a bold take right there. I'll tell you.
How can you say something so bold but yet so controversial?
Seriously, because I'll tell you, Spectre didn't make my honorable mentions. It's
wow.
For me, I enjoyed it, Mac. I did, but Skyfall is a masterpiece, and I hold that film in such high regard because that's my favorite of the Bond films. I could talk about Skyfall for hours. Spectre to me is good, but I feel like it drags a bit in the second and third acts. I think Christoph Waltz, while great, is wasted. And there's some fun action sequences there too, Mac. But I just think compared to Skyfall, it's a night and day difference, man. I really do. But hey, I you know what? You defended it, so I can't argue with you, man.
I just like it because it feels so stylish.
It's
like,
a very
I'm just
yeah.
And this was the first James Bond movie I saw in theaters. Like, no joke.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
So I have a bond with that. I have no pun intended in Bond. Actually, it's funny because they're actually my all-time favorite James Bond movie, GoldenEye. Just because the video game kicks ass and I have it on Xbox. They're releasing it next month in theaters, and I will probably be seeing that.
Well, my co-host Ben would be loving this conversation right now. I don't know if he would agree with your Spectre take, but I'll ask him when I see him. I'll ask him when I see him on Tuesday. I'll ask him about that. Okay. So my number 10, Mac, was one of your honorable mentions. It is easily this is where the franchise should have ended, Mac, because after this, it has gone downhill since.
I know what you're talking about.
This is where all grown men cried, Mac, at the ending. I'm talking about Furious 7. This is, Mac, I have a soft spot in my heart for this franchise. It is a movie, Mac, in which I think it is so ridiculous, so many eye-rolling moments, but it's not like F9 where it goes into space, or Fate of the Furious where there's a freaking submarine coming out of the ice. It's so stupid. Like, I think the most ridiculous thing is what the parachuting cars, Mac.
Yeah.
Or no, I take it back. The going in between buildings, the skyscraper sequence.
Okay, yeah. Actually, what's funny with that scene? What was it? The Onion. They did a video back in the day when that came out, and they actually said that's like one of the most plausible stunts of the entire series. They actually did math and shit, and that stunt is actually possible to do.
Jesus, but I mean, this movie had such a uphill battle with, of course, the death of Paul Walker. And I think Universal and James Wan and the entire cast and crew did such a great job of putting together not only a great movie, but a fitting tribute to Paul Walker's character. I mean, the ending of Brian O'Connor, Mac, it's weird to use the word iconic with the Fast and Furious franchise, but that's become like a really iconic ending with the music and the cars departing. Yeah, it's just... I saw it with because this came out my freshman year of college, and I saw it with about 3 or 4 of my friends from school, and we all went to go see that opening night, and none of us had dry eyes leaving that theater, man. It was emotional, and one of my friends, he's not even a big Fast and Furious person. He was even like, "Damn, that hit me." I was like, "Yeah." So,
and like you mentioned too, like the picture right here. Since Paul Walker died so early, they actually had to redo the movie. So the last scene, he's not there, but they kind of cut the footage. It
feels like it though.
It does. Like they actually got a Weta to do the effects for him because they did use his brothers for stand-in. But once that, because what makes this film so like, I don't want to mean to hijack you, but like I kind of want to praise Furious 7 a little bit too. Like the scene when they're on the beach and Brian's like, "I'm done. I want to be a dad now." You could tell that was the cast saying goodbye because they knew he wasn't there. And then having that scene where they're driving and you start to say, "Hey, you're not going to leave without saying goodbye," and you hear that, you always be, "Oh," and then you see the ending title for Paul. You're like, oh, fuck you, man. But the movie itself, too, it's for what you're right, what they had to work with, they actually made like a legit, could be end of the series if they play their cards right.
Should have been the end of the series. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of Fast 8. I'm one of the few who will defend Fast 9.
Okay.
Even though the space stuff gets so freaking stupid. I love Hobbs and Shaw, Mac. I legit to my bone love Hobbs and Shaw. That movie, that's my third favorite Fast and Furious films is Hobbs and Shaw. And then Fast X is an improvement over F9. Still nowhere near the greatness of F5 or F7, in my opinion, Mac. But
no,
I think F7, it just ends in this place, Mac, where like I'm satisfied. This was great. I don't need anything because there were no loose ends, Mac. Everything kind of wrapped up in a nice, neat bow. Why do more? Oh, wait, because it almost made $2 billion. That's why you do more. So,
if only we gotten like, yeah. I mean, you didn't like Fast 8 with Charlize Theron's horrible hair.
How do you waste Charlize Theron, Mac? How do you waste her?
Listen, I like F9.
Goats?
I like F9 because I like how they don't even explain if John Cena is half Spanish and white, and if Dom is half white and Spanish because he's his brother, and like
the family doesn't matter.
Yeah,
family.
Yeah, fuck yeah, family. And then hey, Fast X is Jason Momoa. Like shout out to my friend Kelsey. Like Jason Momoa, just like, oh, Dami. I'm like, this man had too much fucking fun. I love this man. But I can't.
He's my second favorite villain of the franchise. I still think Statham in F7 is my favorite, but this guy, because he understood the assignment. He's like, you know what?
Yes.
This movie's trash, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hamp it up and I'm gonna have a good time. And he made Fast X, Mac. He really did.
But moving on to number 9, my number 9 is a film that I think got hated on too much. But unfortunately, this film kind of killed the chances of this director doing both Alien and a RoboCop movie, and that's Neil Blomkamp. But he bounced back with Gran Turismo, and my number 9 is Chappie. But first of all, if you think Chappie's crappy, fuck you. Chappie is a fun movie.
That movie sucks. I hate that movie. So
how dare you? Chappie is a good movie. I will not hear otherwise. Yes, okay, I will say he has a weird hard on with Die Antwoord being like the main stars of this like movie. Like it was so weird, but I like Chappie because I just like he was played by what's his name? Charles Copley, I think this is his name. He does the motion. Yeah. He does a great job with that, and he's worked with Neil Blomkamp before, on District 9. I think he was in Elysium, and I think the idea of Chappie, the thing that really hurt it was the advertising, because it did make you think, oh, it's going to be Dev Patel and Chappie like throughout this whole movie. But then they throw in Die Antwoord as like this other thing. But it's like, I like Chappie because I like the visuals, I like the effect of it, and like come on, Rod, you don't like Chappie?
I don't, man, and I'll tell you, because I dated someone pretty much my entire college career. And this was one of our night, like after we just took a Saturday afternoon to go see this. I remember it still. And just the look on her face on the car ride back to campus, Mac. Come on. You don't like scenes, you don't like these classic scenes like this when he kicked the main villain's ass in Hugh Jackman? You don't use guns. This movie's so stupid.
The animation. Okay, I will say the ending was pretty stupid.
Yes.
Because the whole thing is like Chappie is this robot. It was like in South Africa, these cops are being replaced by these robots. One of the robots gets damaged, and Dev Patel's character really wants to see about transferring consciousness into an AI. So he makes Chappie's body is on a timer because it's a bad battery. So there's like, I'm gonna try to move your thing into a new body that goes all that. He becomes a gangster with the South African rap group. The girl in the group he considers his mommy, she gets killed, and he gets revenge on Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman's like, I want to militarize this police with like pretty much the Ed 209, which is that's what it was. Like it just like this is RoboCop, literal RoboCop, and the ending is just Chappie transferring his mom's consciousness into a new robot, and it was like sequel, and it didn't get a sequel. I think Chappie's misunderstood. Given it's been 10 years, I think people are starting to ease up on it more. But I do remember at the time, I've seen them on like online. I've seen a lot of like shift to saying like Chappie wasn't that bad.
All right, Mac, because you're my boy, I'll give it another chance eventually.
Like it's better than Elysium. At least give me that.
No, I will defend Elysium. I love that movie. I do.
You're one of the few people I've heard say that. So
Yeah,
what about what
What's
about do we get what about District 9?
masterpiece? That movie's perfect. That movie's perfect.
What are we getting District 10?
As soon as we get that sequel to Chronicle.
Are they actually doing a sequel to Chronicle?
No, they were supposed to. Then Josh Trank made a couple of butt fart movies, so we're never gonna get those.
But with Neil Blomkamp, that's a stream we should do to talk about like what the fuck happened to him, because he did District 9 and everyone's like, is he the next Steven Spielberg? And he did Elysium, which Elysium wasn't terrible, but it was just kind of a miss. And then I remember he was supposed to do the Alien movie, and then he was supposed to do RoboCop, and then he did this. And
I would have loved to have seen his RoboCop.
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like it would have been Chappie, just with a human skill.
Probably, but I mean, because the RoboCop we got in 14, it wasn't bad.
I'll defend that one because I think that was a fine one because I'm a big fan of RoboCop, and I think Joel Kinnaman is a robot anyway. So I think him as RoboCop was perfect.
He really is.
Michael Keaton as the owner of Omnicorp, and I like Jackie Earle Haley. And then shout out to Samuel Jackson. He's like, this mother.
That's what I
needed more.
Supporting characters are more interesting than RoboCop himself. What the hell?
But I will say, if you're a fan of RoboCop, if you have an Xbox or PlayStation, play the Rogue City game. It is so good. It is like, if you're a RoboCop fan, perfect video game for RoboCop.
Okay, all right.
What's your number 9, Rod?
My number 9, Mac, is a movie I wish I had higher on my list, but like we said, 2015 is so great that it can't be. This might be, Mac, where Pixar was still in its peak.
Oh,
Inside Out.
Oh yeah. Ooh, mine. It's a lot lower on my list. Not lower, but higher.
Okay. Yeah, Mac, I wanted this movie to be so much higher on my list, but then I was like, no, I can't put it above here. I can't put it above here, and I almost put it above number 8, but I had such a fun time with my number 8 that I have to put a little bit. I had to put this at 9.
Mhm.
Mac, this movie's perfect. This is a perfect movie. Pete Docter, Mac, crafted a film. I mean, because with Pixar, Mac, you have to remember they make movies. Their films are animated, yes, and you would think they're meant for kids. A lot of like Pixar movies back in their heyday, Mac, really meant for adults.
Oh God, yeah.
Just stuff with like The Incredibles is a midlife crisis movie.
With the fair overtones, yeah.
Yeah, it's a midlife crisis movie. Up is a movie about an old man grieving his dead wife. It's
probably seeking the embrace of death.
Yes. Inside Out deals with heavy things that children ages probably, I don't know, 5 to 6 to maybe like preteens or teenage like wouldn't understand, Mac.
Mhm.
And I remember seeing this opening weekend. I took my sister and myself just being like, why am I crying so much? There are so many moments in this movie where I just wept like a baby, and I'm crying in a room full of like kids. Like I am a grown ass college man, just weeping around like children. It was so sad, but this movie's depressing, Mac.
Oh my God, yeah.
Justice for Bing Bong.
Dude, that was the part that made me cry. That was the one that got me. I was like, fuck off, man.
Bing Bong's death haunts me to this day. It's so emotional. But then, Mac, the other part that really got to me was Riley finally just letting all of her emotions out to her parents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who didn't cry at that moment, though? Like, who didn't get emotional at that moment? And I think, Mac, without this movie, we wouldn't have gotten Soul, which came out 5 years later. Like, if this movie wasn't a hit, we would have never gotten Soul, which Pete Docter also directed. And I think he wrote it also. That's what I'm saying. He's, I mean, the guys that go when it comes to animated films. But yeah, this movie, Mac, it's first of all beautifully animated. The voice casting is great. It's a it's a simple it's a simple premise, Mac, right? On its surface, emotions who are controlling these emotions who are controlling this teenage girl. She moves and she's going through all this change, and these emotions get left out, and they got to find their way back. But there's so much more depth and thematic material in there, Mac, that's not shown in the trailers and such and things like that. Like you need sadness and stuff like that. I think goes over a child's head because to a child,
yeah.
like if I was like 7 or 8 years old, I'm like, look at the pretty emotions, look at the pretty color, look at all these pretty people. So I don't know. Inside Out to me, Mac, it's a perfect Pixar movie, man.
I think it is sad because there's another film on. I think I had The Good Dinosaur as honorable mention. I think A Good Dinosaur in any other year would be considered a what?
You have The Good Dinosaur. You and I gotta talk afterwards, man.
No, I like The Good Dinosaur. It's just I'm saying, like, if The Good Dinosaur released any other year, it would have been like a top tier Pixar film. But the fact that it had to follow up such a film like Inside Out makes it so much harder for it to stand out. And I love Good Dinosaur because I feel like out of all the animation Pixar's done, that one rivals Finding Nemo as like realistic, like water effects and visuals.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, Inside Out, man, I'll talk about it more like when I'll get my thoughts on it. But no, it's a top tier movie, man. And who could ever forget Triple Dent Gum, am I right?
And you know what? They brought it back briefly in Inside Out too. Yeah. They did bring it back in Inside Out too. And I was like,
Also, that voice cast did a great job. Like Amy Poehler as Joy was great. And who was it Phyllis from The Office?
It was Phyllis from The Office. It is Sadness, yeah.
That was perfect casting.
Dude, all the emotions were casted perfectly. Truth be told, like Bill Hader as what was it?
He was Fear.
Fear, yep. And then I was thinking of who did Anger.
Oh, that was Bill Lewis Black.
Yep. And then Mindy Kaling as discussed, because I know 2 of them didn't come back for Inside Out Part 2.
Wasn't it Lewis Black and Mindy?
I think it was Bill. I don't think Bill Hader came back. I think someone else took Bill Hader's spot. I'm looking it up now. Yeah. Tony Hale did Fear, and then Liza Lapira did Disgust. So, but you didn't really notice, honestly. Because they did justice to those original voice characters. So, but yeah. Anyway, Inside Out, masterpiece.
So number 8, I have number 8, and this is another one that is very controversial because there are people that don't like this movie, there are people that like this movie, and there's people that think this movie is okay. And Rod, I want you to take a guess. This movie came out technically 2014, but it had a wide release in 2015. It is a horror movie.
So It Follows?
It is It Follows. Yes, you got it right on the money. I love It Follows. I love the concept of it. You kids like to fuck? Well, guess what? Fuck's gonna fuck you right back.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So what we're gonna do in this, so it follows Micah Monroe, who would later go on to be in Longlegs. She hooks up with this guy, and as young people do, they do the devil's tango. But unfortunately, this guy had something following him. It follows, and the rules are that it walks, and it won't stop. It can't be killed, can't be stopped, and it will get you no matter what, and it'll go back to the person last that had it too. So now it's all about figuring out how the hell to survive this. And it can take on any shape or form. It can take on people that random strangers, or dead people, stuff like that. And I love the way this film is shot visually. It is a visually pleasing film. It has a good aesthetic to it. Like, it feels like it's taking place in modern day, but there's a lot of hints to say, like, hey, this might be back in the day. Like, this is very, like, this retro futuristic future we have here. I thought the performances were solid. Micah Monroe does a great job with her performance, and it's generally fucking terrifying. Like, the fact that there's maybe like 2 jump scares in this film, and the rest of it is built up because the concept of this creature just following somebody, and you're scanning the back seat. So there's a few scenes where the characters are talking and everything, and you see something walking in the background. You're like, oh, that's the people, that's it following them. Like, it's like, it's crazy. And like, hey, shout out to Cynthia Santiago. I am Patrick Starr. That's my friend. What's good? What's good? It's scary because it's just like, okay, you know these rules, but it's like, how long is you have questions like how long has this been happening for? Who have they been following? Like, and why is it following you? And like, can you kill it? And at the end, and the only way to get rid of it is to have sex with someone. And I know we're getting a sequel that's supposed to explore it more, but I think It Follows is a very good horror film, and that soundtrack is badass.
Is he getting a sequel? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they just announced it this year. I can look it up. It Follows, to so it follows too slowly.
Is Michael coming back for this one?
That's what they said.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, it's going to be called They Follow, and is currently in development with filming schedule begin early 2025. Yep, Michael Monroe's coming back for the lead role and directed, and David Robert Mitchell is directing it.
I was late to the party with It Follows, but can we just talk about how great Micah is as an actress? Like, she's she's
she's amazing, dude.
Yeah, like I love Long Legs Back. That's one of my favorite horror films of this decade so far.
Mm-hmm.
She is so good in that. But I was late to the party with It Follows, man. I didn't see it till it came available on VOD. I was like, this is decent. Like, I'm not in love with it, but I had a good time with it, man. This was a fun little horror film.
I like it. It needs more love.
The director too. I feel like I've seen something else from him too, or was It Follows his first film? Oh, that's what it was. Under the Silver Lake, Andrew Garfield. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But yeah, if you like psychological horror stuff like that, give It Follows a watch.
Is it my turn now?
Yes, it is.
We are on number 8. Okay, Mac. I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. I'm not going to try to make a guess what this one is. I'm just going to talk about it because I love this movie so much. I think it's one of the most entertaining films, period. Even though it is basically a direct copy of A New Hope, and that is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Mac.
It's not on my list at all. I just realized that. I just thought about I don't even have it on my honorable mentions. Oh shit. Fucking whoops. I knew I forgot something. This year's so damn hard, man. I was like, wait a minute. I'm missing Star Wars, I think. Yeah, I'm missing Star Wars.
Would it have made your top 10?
Like, probably replace Spectre.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, this is basically a direct copy of A New Hope, Mac, just with different characters. But you have to remember, man, the prequel trilogy was not a hit with a lot of people. Now, I mean, now it is. Now people love the prequel trilogy because, The Rise of Skywalker sucked ass. But
we like 2, 3 is the good one. 1 and 2 are in the air still.
No, not in the air. They are doo-doo. I will give you Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is good. I did look at Revenge of the Sith, but Force Awakens to me, man, this was the promise, Mac. This was the promise of something good for the trilogy. Like, oh my, this was Disney introduction. Like, Disney, don't fuck this up. Holy shit!
What they do?
Force Awakens. And then they fucked it up afterwards. But I mean, this was the start, Mac. This was the promise of something great. This movie really had one job: get us back into loving Star Wars again. And I think for a majority of people, this worked. When you're talking about new characters like Rey, Finn, Poe, I mean, especially I think Rey and Finn were probably the 2 characters, Mac, that we really came to love a lot. And this coming out of it, like we love those characters the most. I think Poe, I think that was more like Last Jedi because he was kind of the setup for me in Last Jedi. Kylo Ren, Mac was a big standout as well. Adam Driver, I thought killed it. And then bringing back the OGs, even though we only saw Luke for two seconds, but bringing back Leia and Han Solo and Chewie. I mean, that was who didn't get emotional, Mac, when you saw him on screen for the first time.
When that first trailer came out, when Han Solo and Chewie was like, Chewie, we're home. Like, damn right, we're home.
Yeah, it just felt good. It felt like classic. It was just a classic Star Wars adventure, but it was so much fun. The pacing, it's breakneck. It never lets up. It's so entertaining. And there are some good emotional beats as well. Domhnall Gleeson is like this way over the top Imperial officer. Like, it's just, it works. Max von Sydow. I mean, the list goes on and and on, Mac, of like who's great in this movie, and set great, interesting set piece after interesting, entertaining set piece, and introducing new concepts, and who the hell is this Ray chick? And boy,
Nobody.
talk about she should have stayed a freaking nobody, but no, we had to tie her back in somehow.
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
Jesus Christ, Mac, don't get me started. Just don't get me started. But anyway, yeah, this movie was just a ton of fun. We're actually going to do a 10-year retrospective, Mac, on this for the podcast in December probably. Because
I wouldn't mind being on there.
Look at this. You see, this is what happens. I love when I come on other people's like, hey, I wouldn't mind. So I said, were you invited? No, I'm just kidding, Mac. But
because like that, I remember, dude, I was in my my sophomore year of high school, and like when that trailer dropped, I was like, shit, like because to that point, the only Star Wars movie I saw in theater was release of Phantom Menace. So seeing a brand new Star Wars movie in theaters, it was like literally a cultural phenomenon. I remember it broke. I remember the week when the movie came out, you couldn't go on YouTube because I was watching a Chris Smoove video, and there's spoilers in the comment section.
I'm sorry, I got distracted.
No, you're good. But what happened to the rest of the trilogy, Rod?
That's a conversation for another day, Mac. I don't want.
No, just go into detail. What happened? What was the main factor? Was it the fact that they didn't have a plan and they just said, "Hey, do what you want to do. We don't have an overarching story for this shit."
I'm a defender of The Last Jedi. I love The Last Jedi.
I think The Last Jedi is a good film on its own, but it's a dog shit Star Wars movie.
What does that mean, though, Matt?
Because it's a movie. Okay. As a part of the trilogy, it sucks ass. On its own, it could work. Like, if this was the movie that starts a new trilogy or like a new side story, that's fine. But it's clear that when you have J.J. Abrams come in doing Force Awakens, and then you say, hey, Ryan, do what you want to do, and just completely just do your own, and then you bring J.J. back, and the last Rise of Skywalker just turns into like trying to fix everything that happened. Like, this was something that's not planned out. Like Force Awakens, you had the notes. JJ could have been like, hey, here's what you do, keep these plot points. But then nope. How'd Snoke go?
So that's my thing, man. They didn't have a plan for this trilogy. I mean, they introduced a lot and they didn't really follow up. And I think Rian Johnson actually introduced a lot of good ideas in his movie. And then I think Disney, Kathleen Kennedy were like, oh, no one really likes these. Let's just not follow up. Let's just kind of forget everything he did. And hey, JJ, why don't you come back? And, we need this movie to come out in 2019 because, money and all this stuff. And look how great Endgame's finale was. We can be like Endgame too. And the Rise of Skywalker, I remember being in that Dolby theater. And I remember my friend, I said, this movie literally had an Endgame moment. They literally had an Endgame moment where they brought everybody back in like a ship and these this awful CGI ships. And they were supposed to mean something. And everyone in the theater was like, Mac was like, what the fuck? Where'd you all come from? What the hell? Mac, but anyway, the biggest fault of the sequel trilogy, Mac, is that there was just no plan.
No.
Didn't follow through. I would have loved to have seen Colin Trevorrow's episode 9. Yeah, Duel of the Fates movie. That would have been awesome. Or give JJ like another year just to really flesh this story out. But nope, they rushed it. And Mac, I think it's fair to say Star Wars really hasn't been the same since.
No, because I don't think anyone's excited for Mandalorian and Grogu. I mean, it looks interesting, but
I think it looks interesting to people who like the Mandalorian. But
that's true. But wider Star Wars fan, we ain't getting anything.
That's what I'm saying. It just feels like another episode. But I mean, anyway, this and Rogue One, Mac, are the class of Disney Star Wars right here. It's.
Thank you, Rogue One.
Rogue One's my favorite Star Wars movie. Kill me, I don't care. I will die on that hill.
Respect.
Actually,
but shout out to Colin Trevorrow's, because I actually was part of a script read a few years ago, reading Duel of the Fates, and I it was live. It was on Dom. It was on Talking TV's podcast. Dom and them. I was John Boyega for reasons. But
yeah, I bet you were.
But now I'm looking it out. But I think that would have been probably better. That's like the follow up to that because it actually sounded pretty interesting. But hey, he went on to ruin a franchise himself. So shout out to Jurassic World. Anyway, number 7. My number 7 film is gonna go to the best comedy with Matt Damon, and that's The Martian. Remember when he won the Golden Globe for best comedy?
Mac, you and I have the same number 7. Perfect.
Yeah, really?
Yep.
You got The Martian too, dude. Like
number 7.
Remember that they're like they had The Martian classified as like best comedy, and it won. Like, what was there? I mean, there's funny moments in the movie, but was it funny?
I mean, they did so. You know, films do that just because so they have a better chance of winning the award. So I get why they did it. Because because drama that year was pretty stacked. So they're like, you know what, shit, if we put in the comedy, we might have a better chance of winning the award. Even though I think the Golden Globes are useless and pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just the actors can get drunk award show. I mean, that's all it is.
Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong.
They all get hammered, but I mean, as far as The Martian goes, Mac, since we're both at number 7, this was like the return of Ridley Scott, man. Holy shit, this movie's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie, and the trailers weren't the best. I will tell you that right now. The trailers are doing it for me.
It did not. It did not work well. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this movie? And like, I remember I was like, I saw it during February vacation just on a whim. I was like, I guess I'll see this movie because it's like the first thing. I like Ridley Scott, and I remember just coming all the way just very surprised because like from the opening scene, you're hooked.
Yes.
It's like when he gets separated from the crew and he starts his journey on Mars, and like you really start to realize, like, oh shit, this is legit. Because I know people like, oh, this is just Castaway in space, which is not really, but shut up.
It's not.
I like it because it shows that, like, hey, unlike in Castaway, like when Tom Hanks was like a mail delivery driver, Matt Damon's a damn botanist, and he's actually doing stuff that makes sense. Like, he used his crewmate shit to grow potatoes. That is impressive as hell. Like,
yes,
he's pretty much just literally took the beam of science, bitch, and did it. He's like, I made Mars my bitch.
You know what's great about this movie too, Mac? You mentioned it. This movie just goes. Like, this movie starts, and we're just going. Because this movie's 2.5 hours, I'm like, oh, okay, so we're gonna have to see them on the ship for a little bit, see them land, do all this stuff. Okay, I don't really, no, this movie just goes. It just starts, and it doesn't waste any time with the incident, and we spent a lot of time with this Matt Damon on his own, and I like to make fun of Matt because this is the third part in a trilogy of saving Matt Damon. Because we had Saving Private Ryan, Interstellar, and now this is kind of like the trilogy capper. But you know what I was impressed with, Mac, and I don't know why I was surprised, but I mean, first of all, the ensemble put together, Mac, is impressive on its own. Like the entire ensemble's fantastic, but Matt Damon, man, really impressed me in this movie. Like, I think this is one of his 3 best performances of his career.
I agree.
Because he's basically acting by himself, and that's hard to do. I'm no actor myself, but I know that's hard to do, Mac. Just acting by yourself. Excuse me.
Because you have no scene partner. You're just on your own.
Exactly. You're just on your own. And so what he was able to do for about 98% of the movie on his own was impressive. The rescue mission, Mac, was intense. When they actually go to when someone to come rescue him, and seeing also the deterioration of how skinny he was, Mac, when it was time also to go off, and that was scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was. I mean, just like Chastain was great. Chiwetel Ejiofor was great. Kirsten Wiig was great in this movie.
Yeah, she pulled in a great performance.
Because she's basically known for comedies, Mac. She was great here.
Jeff Daniels was good as well too.
Yes, he was. Jeff Daniels was fantastic.
Donald Glover.
Mackenzie Davis was also great. Yep, Donald Glover was fantastic. It's just a
all-around solid,
amazing
active film.
Ensemble.
I got nothing really to add because it's like.
So I think this movie, Mac, you could lose. You know, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's me or you, but like my stuff's delayed. So like when you're trying to, I think when you're talking,
Mhm.
I'm like when it seems like you're silent, but it's me.
Yeah,
I
that's.
don't know. It's
Hold up a
delayed for me
second.
for some reason. I don't know what it is.
1 second. Hold on. Let me take myself off. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
Okay, is this all synced up?
yeah. Now it's synced up. Yeah,
Okay, okay. That was weird. I was noticing that because it was like you kept talking. I was like, oh, okay, like weird. All right, all right, all right.
yeah. No, I wasn't doing it on purpose because I'm like, okay, Matt,
No, I
stop
was,
talking.
but no, I agree. The cast and this, like, that's one of the things with the Martians. Like this cast all around, everyone, and it's like it's one of those things where you're like, oh, the stuff on Earth's gonna be boring, but like, no, it actually like I like how it shows like how they find out he's alive, but they just use the images just lining up when he's moving it. Like I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes, yeah. It was, and I think too, because did Ridley Scott write this, Mac, or did someone else write?
Let us see. Ridley Scott. No, it was written by Drew Goddard.
Yes, that's right. Because I can't remember if he got nominated for best adapted screenplay for this or not. I feel like he did.
Let's see
Did he get
here.
nominated for screenplay, Mac, for this?
Accolades received by The Martian.
Did,
Academy Award.
Matt
Yes, he
Damon
did. He got
get
nominated. It was
yeah, okay.
nominated. The Martian was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Production Design, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Visual Effects. Didn't win shit though.
Yeah, didn't win anything, but I was glad I got the recognition because this was also. I was gonna say that this was not one of those like Oscar films, man. I like to call it like those Oscar bait films, but this was legit. Like critics loved it, audiences loved it. I mean, I saw this numerous times in theaters. I still watch it every now and then. It's probably due for. I haven't watched it maybe in a couple of years actually, Mac. It's due for a rewatch now. Now that we're talking about it.
I did get what's the word? I did watch it when I was on vacation. It was like it's still good 10 years later. Yeah. But actually, shout out! It did win an award. It won African American Film Critics Association Award for Top 10 Film of 2015. So I guess Matt Damon's invited to the cookout.
The hell? How did it?
I know. That's such a random. Maybe because it has the quota for black people. We got 2 black people in there.
Yeah, you had Chiwetel Ejiofor and Donald Glover.
Glover.
Yeah. Jesus.
Just have black in the film be good. That's such a random award. I didn't know that was a thing.
Wow. Okay. What next?
Yeah, and Ridley Scott would follow up with Napoleon, which was also a good movie, right, Matt? Ron?
I actually still haven't seen Napoleon.
It's so boring. The Last Duel is so much better.
Dude, The Last Duel is a masterpiece, man. Or it's damn near close to a masterpiece. I love
and
that.
Gladiator 2 is overrated on. I like Gladiator 2.
I think Gladiator 2 was always gonna get ridiculed, not just because it's Gladiator 2 and no one wanted a sequel to Gladiator in the first place. But we got it. And
I want that popcorn.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna sit here, Mac, and say that it's a masterpiece or anything like that. But it is a fun movie. That is a fun movie, man. And Denzel was having a ball.
I must have power.
Was Alien Covenant. I'm not an Alien Covenant fan. I'm back.
Thank God for Romulus. That's all I'll say. So number 6. Are we still synced up?
For the most part, yeah. I think every now and then it's a little. But
okay, hold on.
we're at number 6 now. So we're good.
Okay, let me just double check something. So let me just do this. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So number 6. I just talked about this movie, but let me show you the highlight of this movie for me because I laughed because I'm a morbid bastard. So cue the replay. It's so fucked up. Like, why? Nice. All right, so yeah, number 6 is Jurassic World. Dude, I don't know why did he put that in the movie. That was so like
They need,
brutal.
because I guess she was meant to be like one of the bad humans in the movie, even though she's just a terrible babysitter. That's all she
Yeah,
was.
she's just an assistant. What did she do? She didn't
Yeah.
do shit.
I'm not gonna lie though. No offense to the white people, but seeing a white person get eaten like that, Mac, I was like,
Hey, the brother survived because he's like blue. But yeah, no, Jurassic World. It was the long-awaited reboot into Jurassic Park. The last Jurassic Park movie we had was Jurassic Park 3, which that was
It's
that
a
was
movie.
a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
But Jurassic World was just I like Jurassic World, but I also don't like Jurassic World because it's something where it's just a nostalgic bait. Like it hit nostalgia at the right time, and it was like, hey, we all love Jurassic World, we love Jurassic Park, so we're gonna just do what we did before, but make it bigger. And it's pretty much like if Jurassic Park opened, that's what happened. And I think it's fun. Chris Pratt, this was like in that era when he was like the hot ticket to town. Bryce Dallas Howard did good running in heels, which unrealistic as fuck. The kids were annoying, which is interesting. The villains were, Mrs. D'Onofrio was funny because they tried to use raptors, which that sounds like a good idea to use raptors for war when your character's just like. But once you've seen this movie, you're like, okay, you know where it's going, you know this is gonna end. It's the perfect blockbuster summer film for me. And considering where the franchise went after this, I still think this is the best one out of the new reboot series we got.
Yeah, for me, Mac, this is easily the best of the Jurassic World films, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the first hour of Fallen Kingdom is great, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Dominion. I don't think it's a good movie, but I had fun with it still. And I think Jurassic World Rebirth went back to basics. They stripped everything down, went back to basics, and made a pretty simple action summer blockbuster, and I had fun with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I haven't flat out hated any of these movies. I was disappointed with Fallen Kingdom and Dominion for sure, even though I think Dominion is a step up from Fallen Kingdom, in my opinion, at least. But none of these films have touched the quality of Jurassic Park, right? And I don't think we all expected them to. But my love for Jurassic World, Mac, is still there. Like you're right. Once you're seated, once the movie gets going, you know where this is heading.
Yep.
I mean, it's a paint by numbers summer blockbuster. But damn it, Mac, you have the time of your life watching this movie. It's 2 hours of just nonstop dinosaur action and fun. And for the majority of the movie, Mac, the human characters aren't annoying. Yes, the Bryce Dallas Howard stuff in the heels, it's just bad. It's bad. And Bryce Dallas Howard's actually a really good actress. So
I
don't know
agree.
why.
And a good, solid director, too.
Oh, she's a good director. And so I don't know why why the director have like limited her so much in these films to just kind of the chick in the movie, Mac. Because Bryce Dallas Howard's so much more than that. She's just kind of like one note in these movies. But anyway, she has good chemistry with Chris Pratt. I do feel like I think her and Pratt do have good chemistry. You're right, Matt. The kids weren't annoying either. The raptor stuff was a lot of fun, and the final T-Rex fight was so much fun, Matt. Just a ball to watch, and the score too by Michael Giacchino.
Oh yes,
Such a good score. So yeah, Jurassic World, man, fun movie.
And listen, I may talk about Jurassic World, but hey, at least it's better than what we got back in 2001. Am I right?
Oh Jesus,
Alan.
Oh Jesus Christ.
But yeah, that's my number 6. What's your number 6?
My number 6, Mac. We are talking about Mr. Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight.
Oh, I'm surprised it's high because I know a lot of people This is a very divisive Tarantino film.
It is. It's very divisive because about 98% of this movie is all dialogue, right? It is all
That's true.
dialogue.
Yeah, that's right.
It's set in one location for the most part, and it's hard to root for a lot of any of these.
Oh my
Most of these
God, yeah.
characters, Mac, are kind of despicable, but I think that was the point. But one of the reasons why I love this movie, Mac, is just Quentin Tarantino is one of those few directors, Mac, where you don't need action. You can just listen to his dialogue and the interactions with all the characters. It's so engrossing. It's so engaging. From whether it's Samuel L. Jackson and Kurt Russell talking, or Walton Goggins and Samuel L. Jackson, who kind of form like this interesting pair coming to third act of the film. Tim Roth, Mac, is great in this movie, and then of course Jennifer Jason Leigh, who kind of steals the show. Mm-hmm. She's fantastic. The cameo by Channing Tatum, did not see that coming on.
That was funny.
Love that. So I love that. Bruce Dern, Mac. Love Bruce Dern in this movie, by the way. This is actually my favorite Tarantino film, Mac. It is. I don't know why it is. Well, I know why. I'm so entertained by this movie. And it wasn't the first Tarantino movie I saw in theaters, Mac. I'm pretty sure that was Django.
Oh,
it's my first Tarantino film in theaters. Yeah, it was that, or maybe it wasn't. No, I didn't see Inglourious Basterds in theaters. Yes, it was definitely Django. So I'm pretty sure I saw it with my parents in theaters. But
what a parental movie to go take them to see.
Hey, listen, man. At that point, what are you gonna do? I had seen. My parents took me to see The Hangover, so two thumbs up. All right. Anyway,
but I gotta ask you with the Hateful Eight, because I do like the Hateful Eight too. Yeah. Do you believe the theory that this was originally going to be like a Django spinoff or a sequel?
No. And nowhere in this movie did I feel like this was going to be a Django spinoff. I think there are elements in here, Matt, that it could be like, but in no way, shape, or form did I feel like this could take place in the same world as Django. That's just me personally.
Okay.
There are elements for sure, but no. Now, it would have been funny as hell if Django had come in during that final shootout.
That would be awesome. I'd be like, yes.
But like this movie reminds me a lot too of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where it's just a lot of dialogue for about the first 2 hours. And then the last like 20 minutes, Mac, it just goes balls to the wall. Insanity. But yeah, I love this movie, Mac, mainly because of the performances, the use of the one location. It's a very cold movie, Mac. And I said that on purpose too, because like it's set during the wintertime. And I remember seeing this in theaters with one of my friends from high school. And we're both just like, we had a really interesting conversation in the parking lot for like 15 or 20 minutes afterwards about just some of the conversations that were had during the film and all this sort of thing. So yeah, I loved it, man. And of course the kind of, not the MacGuffin of the movie, Mac, but like the whole Lincoln letter. Is it real? Was it fake? All that stuff.
Yeah. And we'll go down with the what was in the suitcase in Pulp Fiction.
Oh my God.
If it was gold, or if it was the sandwich, or was it Marcel Wallace's soul, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Which I think it was a sandwich, because that makes it even funnier. They were all fighting over like the perfect sandwich.
Do you have a favorite Tarantino movie, Mac?
God, the first Tarantino movie I saw in theater was actually Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
But God, I go between Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown, and Death Proof.
Not a lot of people say Death Proof. Interesting. Okay.
Death Proof is so good because I like Kurt Russell as the villain. And the ending scene of him getting his ass kicked is the funniest fucking thing I've seen. It's him when they crash, he goes, ah!
It's fun. I've only seen Death Proof and Jackie Brown once. I think all the other Tarantino films I've seen at least twice. I've only seen those other films once.
I think Jackie Brown's like the one film that I think Samuel L. Jackson said motherfucker more times than anything. And my favorite use of it, he's on the phone, he's like, this motherfucker done hung up on me.
If he says it a lot in Hateful Eight, does he? Or no, the N word does a lot in Hateful Eight.
Oh my god, yeah. That and Django. Oof.
God, yeah. Tarantino had a foot fetish and the fetish for the N word in both those movies, man. It was ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, Hateful Eight, great film. Give it a watch.
It really is, man. It is long though. I'm not gonna lie. It's a long movie. I think it's close to 3 hours. But if you can,
don't they bring it up in chapters on Netflix? They have the chapter one now.
Yeah, because I think actually that's the extended cut too. There's like additional footage on the Netflix version. So I still haven't watched it yet, but it is broken up into chapters on Netflix. You are correct. Where it feels like a mini series. So
yeah, I like that one because I watched that version. It was pretty good. It was like an episodic TV series.
I like to how I don't think no one survived Hateful Eight. Also, I think everyone died.
Oh shit!
Right? Yeah, everyone. Yeah, I think everyone died. But you know what I love too, Mac?
What?
Oh, I did kind of spoil the movie, but yeah, when the hangman when the hangman hangs, or when the hangman comes or knocking or something, you hang. I just love that line.
I like how Kurt Russell broke a real guitar in that scene. He's like, oh my god! I was like, oh shit. But number 5 for me, we're in the top 5, y'all. We're speeding through it tonight, but my number 5 is a movie that I think made me fall in love with the series again, and that's Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
You mean Rogue Nation?
Oh, Rogue Nation! Oh,
it's like, wait, hold on. Do I have my ears right?
Rogue Nation is great. I love Rogue Nation, and I love Fallout because Henry Cavill's fantastic mustache in that one. But Rogue Nation is awesome. I think this is like, because I like Mission Impossible 4 a lot. That was the Ghost Protocol. That was pretty good. Brad Bird directed that. Rogue Nation is a good follow-up to it. It continues the story of Ethan Hunt and this team just trying to get shit done, save the world, impossible missions. Wasn't the crazy stunt in this one? He was underwater for like a long ass time.
Yeah, he held his breath underwater for a ridiculous amount of time, and then after that, did the motorcycle sequence. So it was just.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise is protected by Scientology.
Oh, and then he hung off a freaking not airplane. Well, technically an airplane, but aircraft carrier, or not aircraft carrier, but it's a aircraft.
Oh, was it this one? I thought it was the next one. It was like the scene he was holding on to it like for dear life.
Yeah, that's the beginning of Rogue Nation, because Fallout.
That's right.
Fallout, the biggest sequence was probably the helicopter chase and the Halo jump.
Tom Cruise is just like, I'm just doing all this shit. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Well, I mean, look, when he retires, we're gonna remember his career like Mission Impossible. This is his baby. So,
oh yeah. But Rogue Nation, I love it. I like how they expanded. No, you're good. I like how they expanded a lot of the side characters. Like Simon Pegg's character gets more growth and stuff. You learn more about Ving Rhames as well too, and Jeremy Renner's there. And it's just a good continuation. It's like, it feels like a good like crossroads in the series of what it became. I didn't get to see the last one. I've heard good things about the last one that came out, even though I don't think it did well at the box office.
Rogue Nation?
Not Rogue Nation, the new one that just came out.
Yeah, the Final Reckoning. Well, the Final Reckoning had an uphill battle. Because truthfully, Mac, and this is just me, because Mission Impossible is one of my top 3 or 4 favorite franchises of all time. Mm-hmm. And I will say this movie did not make my top 10. This will be like another honorable mention for myself. But I think Fallout is kind of the pinnacle of this franchise, and I don't think
I'll give you that.
Dead Reckoning nor the Final Reckoning kind of lived up to Fallout. And I think with Dead Reckoning, we have to remember too, that was part 1. And people are now turned off by the whole part 1, part 2 thing. So it's like, oh, it's part 1? Well, I don't go see this at theater. I'll just wait till part 2 comes out and I'll go see that. So, and you have to remember too, Mac, this is not like movies that make over $1 billion. The highest grossing of the franchise is Fallout, which made $791 million worldwide.
I
That's the
remember
highest
that,
of the
yeah.
franchise. Dead Reckoning made, what was here, 571, and the Final Reckoning, give me a second, Mac, made 598. So almost made 600.
Okay.
Almost made 600, which is respectable. But the budget for Final Reckoning was about $300 to $400 million. So
Damn.
yeah,
How much of that was to pay Tom Cruise?
well, I think a lot of it actually was because of the delays.
Oh yeah, that's right. Was this during
Writer's
COVID?
strike. Dead Reckoning was they were filming during this COVID, but the Final Reckoning was because of the writer's strike.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And don't forget to give us the greatest rant. We're making movies. I will fire your ass if you don't wear a mask. Which honestly, I don't blame him. He's because a lot of stress.
He could have handled it better, but
Yeah,
we
but
all know, like, when he's probably putting in his own money to make these movies, I get it. So, like, and you're one or two people are screwing this up for everybody else who are trying to get paid. We're trying to earn a living here. So
yeah.
I don't
especially
blame him at all for doing that.
Yeah. What's your number 5, man?
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. What is my number 5? Let me go back in here. My number 5, Mac, is a Robert De Niro film. It is one of my all-time favorite films. It is a very simple movie, Mac, but I watch it about twice a year now. Maybe even it's a comfort movie, man. It really is a comfort film to me at this point. Ever since I've seen it, my mom recommended it to me, and she was like, "You're gonna really enjoy this." I was like, "Okay, we'll see." And I loved it, and I've loved it ever since. It's The Intern.
I was gonna say, that almost made my own lunches. I didn't think about it. I remember we talked about that. You love that movie.
I adore this movie, man, and it's so simple. I mean, it's basically about this guy who's trying, this old guy who has now become a widower because his wife passed away. Wants to continue working and is working for this company that's full of millennials, right? Like full of people who are so much younger than him, and he's trying to adapt into this new society, like how kids, like young adults kind of operate, and dealing with this workaholic person and Anne Hathaway. But there's layers to her character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of her home life and what she's dealing with at home between her daughter and her unfaithful husband. It's just, and it's the chemistry they share, Mac. Like, they have such great chemistry in this movie. Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro do. Mm-hmm. And then the shenanigans De Niro gets himself into when he's like hanging out with Adam Devine, and the characters kind of like in The Office are really funny. It's just a really charming, heartwarming film, Mac, that at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's not gonna break the world in terms of like, oh my God, earth-shattering shit happened, but it's just, you need something kind of relaxing, something comforting. That's The Intern, man. It is a, I hate saying like the word beautiful, like it is really just a comforting film.
It's a nice comfort film for you.
It is. Like, there's not much that I'd like to talk about with The Intern other than that, Mac. So
I still want to watch this movie. Like, I have not gotten a chance.
You should, man. That's good.
And I do want to, because this is one of those sneakily movies where like Rotten Tomatoes kind of got it wrong, because this is Rotten Square, Rotten Tomatoes. Is it rotten? If it's rotten, I thought it was. Really surprised. Or like it was like very like low score, and then everyone I talked to
60%.
I like to say everyone I talked to said this is actually a really good movie.
It is. Let me see if it's streaming anymore, because I own it. But hey, it's on Prime, so if you have a Prime account, you can watch it on Prime.
Okay, I'll give it a watch. But no, I do love De Niro. Hathaway, we share a birthday, so I'll give it a watch.
I know. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I share a birthday with her and Ryan Gosling.
Nice.
He's literally me,
Yes.
But my number 4, this is a film that has not been mentioned yet. I'm shocked. And, I already had James Bond on here, but why not talk about the one that is an homage to James Bond? That's Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Oh, that was an honorable mention for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep, my bad. So Kingsman, man, this is like Matthew Vaughn's magnum opus, in my opinion. Like, he has Kick-Ass and Kingsman, and, quality is may vary of his next later works. Like, if you like Kick-Ass 2, good for you. If you like Kingsman 2, good for you. I like the Kingsman. I thought it was interesting because I like more for Ray Fiennes. But with Kingsman, it's introduced us to Taron Egerton as Eggsy, and he works with the Kingsmen, who are an independent agency. They don't work with anyone. They got to take down Samuel Jackson with a fucking lisp.
Mm-hmm. That lisp was hilarious, man. I'm sorry. That was so funny.
But this is pretty much just an homage to the classic British spy movies, and even like his mentor Colin Firth, Harry, has best good performance, strong performance. He plays the classic suave secret agent, and he always just says like, "Hey, you know," he has a conversation with Samuel Jackson about spy movies. Like, yeah, it's like one of those classic spy movies, you know, the bad guy, everything. It's perfect, and it introduced me to one of my crushes, Sofia Boutella. She is fine as hell.
She was great in this movie.
And she's a former breakdancer, so her doing those moves actually made a lot of sense. And just the story was fun, and of course, who could forget the church scene when that first came on? Oh my god!
One of the best one-shot action sequences, Mac. Jesus Christ, man.
That is like and like one thing I like about Samuel Jackson's character is like, I don't like blood, but he's willing to like do this massive genocide. He's like, I just want to watch this shit. I don't want it. And I love it. This movie is so fun. I love the soundtrack. I actually have the soundtrack on my Spotify because it's Dire Straits Money for Nothing in the beginning. Nice. And it has one of my favorite quotes, you know, manners maketh man.
Man.
You know what that means? Well, let me teach you a lesson. Like, I love it. This movie's awesome, man. I liked it, and I'm still trying to figure out how it connects to Argyle. I'm still confused.
Yeah, I'm confused about that too, actually. I don't understand that one, Mac. I don't.
But yeah, what do you got any thoughts about Kingsman?
No, I took one of my friends. How many people did we go? It was like two of us. It was like a Friday night. We went to go see the Kingsman. That's right, because it was my birthday weekend when this movie came out, and we were like, let's go watch the Kingsman. And dude, you want to talk about just a raucous time in the theaters, man? Oh my god, that movie was so much fun. Because I had no expectations for this, man.
None.
Zero. And I walked out of it just completely entertained. One of my friends from college, he talked about that movie for months, man. It was like that because one of the first movies I saw with him was John Wick. And like that first John Wick movie and Kingsman, he still talks about like 10 years later to this day. Which, I mean, that's the power of film for you right there. But yeah, it's just a ton of fun. And, you know, I was really disappointed with The Golden Circle. I actually kind of fell asleep during that movie for a little bit. I think it's way too long. There's some good elements in there for sure, man. But it's overcrowded. There's too much going on, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's awkward to see because the ending scene was he got with the princess and last fucking shot. I'm like, wow, dang, that's not an uncomfortable thing to be sitting with your father next to.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No. So it's like you see, like it's like because the joke with it, he saves the princess, and like Eggsy was like, "Oh, I've never kissed a princess before." And it's like, "Oh, if you save me, I'll give you more just a kiss." And then it's like, "I'm off to save the world." It's like, "If you save the world, we can do it in the asshole." I'll be right back. And then it cuts to like the next scene, like Mark Strong, who actually is a great as like the tech advisor for Kingsman. He's like, Eggsy? He's like, oh my word. But hey, I give them continuity. They were still together in the second movie.
Hey, they were still together. Good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, Kingsman's awesome. I might want to rewatch. That's like one of the YouTube movies I actually have. I owned and bought it on YouTube. I have it.
Nice. All right. Is it my turn for number 4, Mac?
Yes, you go ahead.
This is probably higher on your list. But this is one of Mac the greatest films of all time. Certainly for action. Mad Max Fury Road is my number 4.
That's number 1 for me, actually.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, I'll be quick then. Like this movie just surprised me in so many ways with the practical effects. how this movie's called Mad Max, and it's not even his movie. It is just Charlize Theron's movie. Furiosa kicked so much ass. Charlize Theron was great. We have a flame throwing guitar, and it is awesome. But it's one big chase movie.
Yes, and it's
And
awesome.
it literally goes in a circle. Yes, it literally goes in a circle, Mac, and it's fantastic. I love this movie so much, but we'll wait till we get because it's number one. But yeah, Mad Max Fury Road. Perfect.
No, it's dude, literally on my phone for like actually for the last couple of weeks, I had the poster, the first poster they came out with, because I always like to go around the house and say, "What a lovely day."
Oh Jesus!
And it produced a great video game, the Mad Max video game.
I never played it.
Good as hell.
Okay.
It is good. It is good. I recommend giving it a watch or giving it a play. It's on Xbox and PlayStation for dirt cheap actually. But my number three, we mentioned this before. We're going back to the Black Connection. Rod, I'm going to talk about Dope because Dope's awesome. It is like one of my favorite comedy teen coming of age films of the 2010s. Shameik Moore pulls in a great performance. Really underrated actor. Please stop being creepy to your co-stars, please. Like, just no, stop it. Please, man. Every time I try to defend you, you make it worse. But I love the soundtrack. I love the acting. A$AP Rocky in this movie's hilarious. It's like, you know what a slippery slope is? Is that has anything to do with skiing. Man, sit your ass down.
Have you watched Highest Lowest yet?
No, I want to.
Okay, make sure you watch Highest Look because he's great in that movie, by the way.
I think he's a good actor.
He surprisingly, yeah, he is.
But it has a lot of like good dialogue moments. My favorite part was when his friend's like, "We need to take this back," because the plot Dope is pretty much the story is just like, hey, Malcolm and his friends, they're like these 80s, they like 80s shit and everything. And Forrest Whitaker's narrator is like, Malcolm and his friends get bullied for liking white people shit. That's pretty much how it is. And like, he's trying to impress Zoe Kravitz, and he goes to this drug dealer's birthday party, gets caught up by accident with like getting the drugs in his bag. Then he has to go deliver it, help A$AP Rocky deliver it. And his friend was like, why don't we take this to the police? And I can't say the word on stream, but he's like, you want 3 Iggas to turn in a bag of drugs and a gun to the cops. Like, here you go. And his friend's like, hey, we need to go. White people love Molly. Let's go find the white people. Go to Coachella. And then they meet the drug dealer. And it's just like this white hippie dude. He's like, why can't I say the N-word? Like, he can say it. I'm 10% black. Just say it. Say it. Like, sorry, I'm just forced to have it. It's awesome. But I like Dope because it has a great message, because they end up selling the drugs in their own way. Bitcoin. Like, you do it in your own nerd way. And that's what I like about Dope. Is like, you don't have to act a certain way. You do things your own way. And I think that's always resonated with me. And like, the soundtrack in this movie is actually like really good. Like,
my favorite soundtrack. Yeah.
One of my favorite songs all time is Nas, "The World Is Yours." When they played that after they got away from the drug dealers, like, the whose world is this? I was like, hey, shout out to my sister. She got me. We watched this movie together, and we love it, and It's great. Give Dope a watch, man. I think it's on Netflix still, or it's on Max, but watch Dope.
Yeah, Dope is dope, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, to confirm that, what Mac just said, Dope is it's on Stars. You can watch it on Stars.
Oh, Stars, yes.
A service that nobody has, but yeah, I think I actually do subscribe to Stars, but it's like,
every time I buy a movie ticket for Cinemark,
was that?
Every time I buy a ticket with Cinemark, they're like, "Hey, here's Stars for $2.99 for 3 months. Just please take it."
There's actually, because there were 2 shows actually I used to watch on Stars. It was the Power the Power show.
Oh, yep.
With Mario Hardwick. Ballers was on that was HBO.
Oh, whoopsie. See, I don't know what the fuck's on Stars for besides Power.
Exactly. I mean, there's some good stuff on Stars. It's just like no one wants it. It's like it's a service that
just merge it with Max or something, or Prime, for Christ's sakes.
I think eventually it's going to. But let's not get totally off topic here. My number 3 is it's actually an indie film, Mac, that not a lot of people have seen. It's a rom-com, so surprise there, Mac. But my number 3 is a film with Jason Sudeikis and Alison Brie called Sleeping with Other People.
Oh, I've actually heard of that movie.
It's really, really good. And it comes from indie director Leslie Headland, who went on to do The Acolyte, which we don't talk about.
With the Disney Star Wars show.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
But anywho,
anyway.
Oof.
But she did a good
Yikes.
show on Netflix called Russian Doll with Natasha Lyonne. So if you haven't watched Russian Doll, watch that show. It's really good. But yes, Sleeping with Other People, Jason Sudeikis, Alison Brie, who it's basically a rom-com about these two characters played by those actors I just said, Jason Sudeikis and Alison Brie, who they meet in college and they end up sleeping together. They don't see each other for many, many years, and we catch up with them when they're well into their respective careers and all this stuff, and they are both addicted to sex. I mean, they are both really, really addicted to sex, and then by a chance meeting at a sex addicts meeting, they actually meet up, and starts this really interesting and layered and very a lot more depth to this relationship than I originally thought. Man, there's so much nuance to it. The platonic relationship that forms between the two, which eventually forms into actual love between the two. And it's really like this movie does not work if it's not for the writing of Leslie Headland and the chemistry between Alison Brie and Jason Sudeikis, who I think are two excellent performers. Mac, like I've loved Alison Brie since Community, and Jason Sudeikis, Mac, I've always loved him. He is so funny, and there's much more than him than just kind of like the being the douchebag type. But this movie, Mac, explores so much more than just kind of the typical rom-com tropes. It does explore the sexual addiction and the emotional repression, the positive and negative effects of a platonic relationship between a guy and a woman. I think it explores that very well. So listen, if you need kind of like a nice little indie rom-com, don't sleep on Sleeping with Other People. No pun intended there, but it's a really fascinating rom-com that Mac, I have it on Blu-ray. I'm actually looking at it right now, but there's so much more to it than kind of the trailer or poster will even make you believe it is. Like it's just your typical rom-com. So give it a watch. It's good. And there's some interesting supporting performances. Amanda Peet, Adam Scott, Jason Mantzoukas, man. I love that guy. That man is funny as hell. So yeah, go give it a watch, Max. Seriously, it's good. Good little film.
No, that's good, man. I can't believe she fucking directed the Acolyte. What the fuck? What happened?
Dude, I don't know, man. Because I was so excited. Because I was telling Ben for months. I was like, Ben, don't be a stick. The Acolyte's gonna be the shit. This is gonna be what brings Star Wars fans back. Nope.
And then you got the main actress making a diss track about it.
I love when actors diss their own stuff. Dakota Johnson with Madam Web, and then this with
she didn't make a diss track on the show. She made a diss track on us, the haters, for hating on the show.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Okay. Well, I don't know if she's watched the show, but it didn't turn out great. It didn't. But I get it. You got to defend your show. I get it. You got to defend your show.
Yeah. Well, see where that gets you. So number 2. So I mentioned before, number 2, it's Inside Out for me. Inside Out is great film, very deep with its tones. Yep. It's heart emotional. Inside Out 2, I didn't get to see yet, but I do. I'm planning on watching it soon. I think that Inside Out is probably one of the most.
I didn't know I've seen Inside Out 2. Okay,
I've probably seen the first 10 minutes.
Okay,
it was a rush day for me. I think I was sick that day. But like Inside Out, it's emotional, really good voice performances, and like I mentioned, Bing Bong, that scene, and I kind of wish we got a spinoff with the Dream Production Studios. I feel like that was a good spinoff, like for it. If they ever want to do that, that's pretty good. And you're right. If it wasn't for this movie, we probably would not have Soul, which I consider Soul like a a spiritual successor to Inside Out. But
You know,
I like Inside Out.
there's this theory, Mac, that there are some movies within like the Pixar, like all these Pixar films kind of take place in the same world, like same universe, just different time periods. Because none of these films actually kind of have a set time frame, right? So you can kind of, I would actually be curious back if one day Pixar did decide to come out and were like, yeah, all these films do take place in the same kind of like universe. I think that would be, with like Cars probably being like the furthest one down the like that's the most.
Well, remember, Cars and Planes are in the same universe.
We don't talk about planes, man.
I like the first Planes. Like it's like a comfort movie.
Yeah.
The second one is
yeah. I'm glad someone does. I'm happy for you, Mac. I'm happy for you.
I've never met anyone who says I like planes.
You're the first person I've ever met who says that I like planes. So, yeah,
it's a harmless movie, not one of their best, but I mean, it's better than Cars 2.
Mac, I can name about 80 movies right now that are better than Cars 2. So let's.
You didn't like about Tal Mater being the main character?
You know what's funny too? I remember that movie being so hyped because everyone was, oh shit, this is gonna be Pixar. Here we go. What the fuck was that? So
it was nothing to do with racing, and they're like, we have a side character that was popular, so let's just do before what the Minions did like 4 years later and make him the main star of the movie. It just failed miserably.
Basically, yeah.
And it had nothing to do with racing either. It was just like this. It felt like a TV special that just said, "Oh, we got Cars characters."
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
What's your number 2, Rod?
This is where I have Avengers: Age of Ultron, Mac, at my number 2.
Sorry, man, it didn't make my list.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll talk later. To me, Mac, this is probably the most misunderstood movie in the MCU. With this and Eternals, I in my opinion. With Age of Ultron, I think, and I don't want to speak for people, so I'll be curious to hear what you think. When this movie came out, I think everyone was just kind of expecting this movie to be better than Avengers, right? The marketing was fantastic. Ultron looked promising as this threatening villain, as someone who's going to be much better than Loki. Joss Whedon's back. We're getting Vision. We're getting Scarlet Witch. We're getting Quicksilver. We're going to get a more dynamic approach with the team in terms of, okay, now they've had some time together. Let's see how they work together now. 3 years later, all this stuff. And I think people left, Mac. What I will say, Mac, that's a flaw. I can't put this against the movie itself, but with the marketing lied to you. The marketing.
Oh my god, dude, that first fucking trailer with like the no strings on me, like, oh shit, we're getting the Dark Avengers movie. And I remember I was like, the whole year, people are gonna die. People were gonna die, and then
someone died. Someone did die.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
I'm not gonna lie, that death did hit me. It did. And probably mainly because of Aaron Taylor's performance, but and how it affected Wanda. Because I think that entire time we're thinking, because Mac, as soon as we go to Clint's farm, I was like, oh shit.
Shit.
Right. Yeah, here we go.
Shit. All right. Good saying. Sorry, man. But I mean, I liked it because with this movie, it did kind of expand Hawkeye's character to make him more popular. Because I know people like, what's more of a hack on the team and stuff like that. But it did expand his character. Like they gave Jeremy Renner more to do. And I liked it.
Give him purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose. And there's this great line that doesn't get talked about enough, Mac, where it's, he's talking to his wife. They're like looking at the window, like, Tony and Cap. She's like, all these gods and all this stuff. It's scary. I don't want to lose. Clint goes, you don't think they need me? It's like, no, I think the opposite. I think they do. I'm like, yeah, he's kind of
the glue guy.
he kind of is the glue that him and Natasha are like really the glue that keeps this team together. It's kind of like the two humans because Cap's Cap's not a god, but he's a super soldier. Tony has an iron suit. Thor is a god, and don't fuck with the Hulk. So it's like Black Widow can shoot, and Hawkeye can shoot arrows. But they really kind of are the heart of this of these Avengers films, and that comes back into play with Endgame and all that stuff. But stick with Ultron, the marketing lied back. But anyway, why do I think Ultron is so great? Team dynamic, Mac, is fantastic. The chemistry with the team is just really good. The Hulkbuster fight, Mac, did not disappoint. That
was good. That was a good fight.
Yes, that fight is amazing. I think once you realize who Ultron is, what they're doing with Ultron, I think he's actually a good villain. I do.
I think James Spader did a great job, and obviously the way that Ultron's made is that he has an Oedipus complex because he's programmed by Tony Stark, so he's just pretty much a smartass. Because some of his lines, man, is funny. He's like, he goes, "I'm glad you asked that. Now I'm going to tell you my evil plan."
He is so much like Tony, but it's like he's a mix of Tony, Jarvis, and Bruce. Actually,
because my favorite part was at the end. He's like, with hindsight, and he just got uppercutted by the Hulk.
Yeah, with a little bit of hindsight, and then when Hulk comes onto the ship,
for God's sake. And then my other favorite part was when he was buying the vibranium off Ulysses. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but why does everyone keep comparing? Don't compare me to Stark. And then Tony goes like, he goes to Tony, he's like, "Oh, you're breaking your dad's heart." I was like, so I will say what you will about Joss Whedon. Some of the writing does hit, and that's probably why I didn't have this on my list because it felt too comic booky a little bit.
Well, okay, this movie's overcrowded.
Yes,
because there is Civil War set up.
Mm-hmm.
There is Ragnarok set up. There is Infinity War set up. There is so much up there doing in this movie, Mac, that I think sometimes Joss, I don't blame this all on Joss Whedon. I think Kevin Feige was like, we need to put all of this in this movie. Like the whole Thor hot tub time machine thing was a waste of time, right? That did not need to be. That was clearly just set up for Ragnarok and Infinity War. Yes, I just think this movie's got a lot going on that I think sometimes they forget that we're dealing with Ultron instead of dealing with Civil War stuff and Thanos stuff and all this, all this. By the way, the post-credit scene here too it's whatever. It's whatever.
Fine.
It's Thanos.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah. I mean,
what did you think about?
Go ahead.
What did you think about the ending where it was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this new Avengers stuff"? Because they like Hawkeye and not Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, all of them, the new Avengers stuff like that. It kind of does lead up into Civil War.
I liked it. I liked how they were like, Tony retired for a little bit again. He continued funding the Avengers, but I liked how they kind of had like this new team of these new Avengers of Cap finally finding his place in the world of I'm going to lead this team, along with Natasha, my best friend, and I like the team they put together of War Machine, Vision, Wanda, Sam Wilson. That's a great team because Mac, they actually follow that up with Civil War. The opening mission is Cap, Natasha, Wanda, and Sam. I am curious. Why is Vision not in this opening fight?
Well,
I know budget reasons. I get it. Yeah. Vision, you're good. We don't need you, man. We'll let you know. We'll let you know, man. Don't worry about it.
I will say I do like Vision because I like how they had Paul Bettany, who voices Jarvis, be Vision because it makes it continuity wise. But that last dialogue between him and Ultron in the woods was actually really good.
Such great writing and performance and acting by both the actors. Yeah,
because that felt straight out of a comic book page between like the two characters having a dialogue, and he's like, Ultron's like, "You are so incredibly naive." He's like, "Well, I was born yesterday."
I love that, but that goes too with all the Avengers in at least in this movie, Matt, they actually feel like real people because we're spending more time with them. You know, that party scene, Mac. I wanted more of that. Like, I just want more of them just hanging out when they're not avenging, just hanging out, like
That's the
grabbing Thor's hammer.
Thor's
Like, I
hammer.
want more.
The part
Yeah.
it built up when Cap lifted the hammer because he moved it and Thor went, oh shit, okay. But it has one of the best Stan Lee cameos because Thor's like, oh yeah, this thing is from Asgard. He's like, oh come on, we stormed the beaches of Normandy. He's like, okay, and it's like Excelsior.
Yeah, I love that. And then you see the other guys in the background just like frozen in place, like they are so gone. They're just like they can't even move.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, you know what? Age of Ultron, I think it's a solid follow-up because they didn't have to be crazy as the first Avengers because I was just getting the team together, and it was a good middle ground to set up for Infinity War and Endgame and Civil War.
Yeah, I think this does a better job of setting up Civil War than anything else because a lot. But I think also just for the future of the MCU, Mac, is a lot of stuff that happens in the MCU with Sokovia Accords and all this other stuff happens because of Age of Ultron. Like there's so much collateral damage from this movie, like collateral fallout because of what happens here, especially in Sokovia. So it's become an important movie for the MCU that I think people like with, I forgot the movie you mentioned earlier, Mac, like with Chappie, I think people are starting to warm up to this movie now that we've had some time. So
I will say the Hulkbuster, my favorite part was when Tony's like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yeah, and then he spits out tooth, and Tony's like,
he's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. I will say I did see this opening night too, so maybe it is that nostalgic as well too. With that.
Yeah.
So I'll give you credit with that. But I think we already know my number one. It's Mad Max Fury Road. Like, holy shit. What a great movie, man. I love this movie so much. It is like peak action movie. Like, listen, I know you say it's not Mad Max's movie, it's more Charlize Theron's movie, but I think it makes sense because if you think about Mad Max as a whole, he's kind of just there for adventures. Like, he's this myth, this legend in the wastelands, and you know, he doesn't really talk. I remember people like, oh, he doesn't talk a lot. I'm like, he doesn't really talk a lot in the original movies if you think about it. He's just kind of like appears where he appears to the Avenger and then he leaves. And this being a chase movie, I think I liked it. Morton Joe, great villain. Some of the great set pieces as well, and like the practical effects, like the damn flame guitar was awesome. Great quotes, you know, what a lovely day. And then my favorite part is when Nicholas Holt's character Nux. He's like, I can take him out and have to get in there. And Morton Joe's like, hey, if you do this, I'll personally escort you to Valhalla. He gives him his revolver. He's like gonna run, and he trips and falls. And then Morton Joe's like, mediocre. And I was like, if I had a nickel for every time Nicholas Holt let down a mentor in his film, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. It's just weird. It's just, I remember that part was just like, mediocre. And then, oh, you're muted. Oh, yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was taking myself on mute. Yeah, go ahead.
It was funny. That part was funny, but like, God, like a lot of that tornado scene was probably my favorite part. Just them going into the storm was awesome. Yeah. And then the way they had the fights on the cars, stuff like that. And I do like the War Boys because it's like when you die, you go to Valhalla, and when you die, you go out spectacular. Like the first time when they're doing a convoy, he's like, they spray the silver thing. It's like, witness me, and then he just goes like that. I was like, yes, this is the action movie I need. And I like Furiosa, but I do want another Mad Max movie so badly. I need another one with Tom Hardy.
I don't know if that's gonna happen for a while, man. Like,
yeah, I know.
Furiosa did not do well at the box office, so I don't know.
But I love Mad Max Fury Road, man. It's like this got nominated for an Oscar.
Yes, several Oscars.
Like, what else can I say? This is an awesome movie, man.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It is
great trailer too. That trailer is like, dun 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 dun. My only regret, I wish I saw this in theaters.
Oh, you did? Oh man,
I watched this during COVID on Max, and I was so pissed I never got to see this in theaters.
Yeah, this was a great theater experience. Yeah, Furiosa good movie, man. But it made $174 million and $168 million budget. So I don't know when we're gonna see another Mad Max movie. It's gonna be a minute.
I think Mad Max could work as a TV show.
Dude, that'd be that. I mean, listen, if HBO Max wants to tackle Mad Max Fury Road, sign me up. Sign me up for that, man. I will do an HBO. Whew. I mean, that could be their next Game of Thrones or Westworld, whatever.
That could work. A Westworld version of Mad Max.
Yeah, I'd be down for that, man. Because there is so much lore there in the wasteland, so that they can kind of build off of. So I would love that. All right, I guess it's my number one. I'm surprised this movie did not even get mentioned in your honorable mentions, Mac. I am surprised. This Mac is in my top 13 films of all time, I want to say. Where is this?
Oh.
Yeah, Mac, this movie's a masterpiece. I have no flaws with this movie. Where's this movie in terms of favorite films of all time? Let me tell you exactly where it's placed. Number 12, all time. Sicario.
I know I fucking forgot the movie. Oh my shit. Damn it. Damn. I know I forgot it. Damn. I wish I could redo this list. Fuck me.
I was like, I'm like, did he just forget about Sicario?
Dude, I really did. I literally just watched the other day. God.
It's okay, Mac.
Go on. What are you gonna say? Say it.
No, Sicario's perfect. Sicario is a perfect movie. Denis Villeneuve's direction, Mac, because I think he's coming off of Prisoners, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think he had it from 2014.
No, Prisoners was 2013. This was 2015.
Yep. So he's coming off Prisoners, which was already great. It's a little less depressing, Mac, than Prisoners, but it's still like the atmosphere of the mood. It's still very dark. Still a lot of dread. And I like, too, Mac, how we're following Emily Blunt's character, but it's not her movie.
Oh,
this is Benicio del Toro's movie, and he is on a quest for revenge, for vengeance. And Mac, I have never thought the words "time to meet God" would haunt me so much, but that dinner table scene, Mac, at the end of the movie,
my god,
because there is a moment during that scene when the guy who killed his wife and daughter was like, you're doing this for your wife, and then Benicio del Toro is like, don't forget about my daughter, and then the wife goes, oh shit, I'm dead.
Yeah, you knew it was like we're gonna spoil it. This movie pulls no fucking punches, like at all. Mm-mm. This is like, remember, for you gamers out there, if you played the 2019 or the 2022 Modern Warfare 2, it's essentially taking inspiration from Sicario because they go to Mexico to fight the cartels. It's pretty much the inspiration was Sicario.
Yep.
Because I think Sicario is like one of the most, I think it was said like be a very realistic version of the cartels.
It feels like it, man. It really does. That border scene alone is.
Oh, that's my favorite scene.
And, tell me, Mac, you were not anxious during that sequence.
No, I was. I was thinking, because like I like about that scene because Emily Blunt's like by the book, like FBI agent, and then she gets into this world where you can tell right away that it's very seedy. Because she's like, who's this guy? And Benicio del Toro's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's just someone we work with. And like from that border scene, like like, okay, this might not all be on the books. Let's just say that.
Yeah, she realizes as the operation gets, as she gets further and further down this rabbit hole here. Yeah, this is not the operation I signed up for. This is not what I signed up for. Josh Brolin's character, there's some shady shit going on with him. John Bernthal makes a cameo in this movie, and it's terrifying, Mac. I mean,
did he ever say, "Let me tell you something"?
Did he say that movie? I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Damn it! We missed an opportunity.
They did miss an opportunity, but Emily Blunt gets put through the ringer in this movie.
Oh my god, yeah. By the end, she's just fucking broken.
Dude, seriously, she is broken down. I think Sicario 3 is happening, and it's gonna follow her character again, which I kind of like. Um, I'm to me, Mac, this is the best crime movie ever made, in my opinion. I truly do love this movie. Uh, just because it really just goes to show you, it's the most realistic portrayal I feel like of the cartels, like you said. But these people who join these task force and CIA, all this stuff, they're all dirty. They're all
Yeah,
dirty. They all have their own ambitions. Uh, but it's not all roses and sunshine when you're dealing with shit like this, right?
it's true.
So I like how.
They
Go ahead.
or even like the dinner table scene where the cartel boy is like, "Who do you think we learned it from?"
Yeah, learn it
It's
from
like,
you guys. Yeah,
shit.
exactly. Yeah. So this is the most. Well, I kind of it's the most realistic version of the cartels I think we've probably ever seen in a motion picture. But Emily Blunt's fantastic. Probably some of my favorite performances of her entire career. Josh Brolin's great. Benicio del Toro, Mac. This is probably my favorite performance of him in his career, and he's been in a lot of great movies. Daniel Kaluuya, Mac. What a year for him.
Yes.
I mean, what he was great in this movie. That opening set piece also, Mac, with the raid in Arizona. Oh my God. It's like you're waiting for something to go off, Mac. You're like, okay, everything's going good. Everything's going good. Oh,
Kaboom.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was easy. That was, oh my God.
Yeah. I do like when they found the bodies in that house because it really made you like, oh, this is gonna be a dark ass movie.
That's when I was like uncomfortable, like in a good way. Like I was just, oh, Jesus Christ, this is not gonna be a movie I'm gonna leave with a smile on my face.
Now I gotta ask. Now I gotta ask you: do you think Dave Soldado was a solid follow up?
No.
Okay, you were one of the people I talked to. There said like it was okay, but it wasn't like a follow up that I was excited for.
Yeah, it's decent. I will say it is decent. But I can't. No matter what they were gonna do, Mac, it was always gonna be hard to follow this, right? But I expected something a little bit better than what we got. Not to say I still think it's a good movie. I think they lean a little bit more towards the action front than anything else with that movie. It was fine. It's fine. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say it was bad. It's not. It's not a bad movie. Who was it directed by the way? Was that? This was written by Taylor Sheridan. Okay, but it's Stefano Sollima.
Maybe that's why the Villeneuve charm wasn't there.
This is his. Oh, he did Without Remorse. Oh God.
Is that the Michael B. Jordan movie? Tom Clancy movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, so Sicario, great film. Give it a watch.
Oh, perfect movie. Yep.
But as we wrap up, let's actually talk about some of the top 10 highest grossing films of this year. So at number 10, we have Spectre with $200 million. So suck it, Rod. Number 9, we got a film that started a hellish trend that we're fucking stuck in still, and that's Cinderella, the live action remake that came in at number 9 with 201.
That was good.
I like Cinderella, but when it started, I will never forgive it for this live action remake bullshit. Fucking silence. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. I thought you had something to say about the live action remakes. Like, this
no, because my thing was delayed again. So I.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. No, I Cinderella's fine. I think that's probably one of Kenneth Branagh's like solid movies. Yeah. Number 8, we got The Martian with $228.4 million. Number 7 is the film we didn't even talk about. We said fuck the YA novels. Hunger Games Part 2, The Mockingjay. Number 7, $281.7 million. You have any thoughts on the Hunger Game?
I thought you were looking at domestic. I just pulled up the worldwide totals. You're looking at domestic.
Oh, I usually just do domestic. That's the first thing I see.
Okay. Mockingjay Part 2 is a significant improvement over Part 1. I think it's a decent conclusion to Candace's story. Could have been better, But I mean, Mac, it felt like they just put all their effort into Catching Fire, and then like, well, Mockingjay, well, it's fuck it.
Fuck it.
Whatever.
Number 6, we have a film we didn't talk about that made $1 billion, and that's Minions.
This film annoys the fuck out of me. I cannot.
The fact this made $1 billion still pisses me off 10 years later.
I really don't understand how these movies keep making fucking money, but okay.
The first 2 Despicable Me's are actually good.
Yes, they are great. I love both those movies. They are both fantastic.
3 and 4 up in the air, and then Minions. Yeah, no.
It's just the ride at Universal's fun though. They got a fun ride at Universal.
But Minions made $336 million domestically, but it made $1 billion. Fury 7 comes in at number 5 with $353 million. Inside Out's number 4 with $356.4 million. Age of Ultron comes in at number 3 with $459 million domestically. Jurassic World comes in at number 2 with $652.7 million. And then number 1 is Star Wars: The Force Awakens with $936.6 million domestically. So very
Force Awakens almost made $1 billion here in the States alone.
Yeah, that is that tells you how big the Star Wars is, and it's just actually I am curious. Let's see.
I've got the worldwides if you want me to just read them off for
you.
you.
What are the worldwides?
So number 10 is The Martian with $630 million.
Okay.
Number 9 is Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, $653 million. Rogue Nation, number 8 with $682. Inside Out's number 7 with $858. Damn. Damn. Number 6 is Spectre with $880. So, not quite as much as Skyfall for good reason. I'm just kidding. But number 5 is Minions. Minions with $1.1 billion. 1.1 billion. Jesus Christ. Number 4, Age of Ultron with 1.4. I love back how people were like, Age of Ultron made 1.4 billion. They're like, kind of a flop.
Fuck it.
It didn't make as much as the first Avengers. That's kind of a flop. Like, it made 1.4 billion. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, number 3, Mac. I think this was probably the most surprising result of the year. Furious 7 making $1.5 billion worldwide.
And that's where we have more movies, Rod.
Exactly. No, Mac? My grandmother would have said Furious 7 would have made 1.5 billion worldwide. But anyway, I don't even know if my grandmother even knows these movies exist. Number 2, Jurassic World made 1.6. I think, Mac, this was the second movie to cross the $200 million opening weekend threshold. Yeah. Yep. And then Force Awakens, Mac, broke all box office records at the time, made $247 million opening weekend with a worldwide total of $2.068 billion. Jurassic World at number 2 made $1.67 billion. So
now imagine if Avatar.
Go ahead,
Mac. Imagine if Avatar 2 actually came out this year and it would have not sniffed number 1 spot. Guaranteed.
If Avatar were to come out today, the first Avatar, it would have made $1 billion, but it would have not made $2 billion.
No, the third one's going to make $1 billion. I have a bet with Chris going on.
I'm starting to lose faith that third Avatar movie is going to make $2 billion.
And not $2 billion, but it's at least going to hit $1 billion.
It will still hit $1 billion. This franchise is too popular.
Yeah,
but I haven't really been impressed by the trailers for Fire and Ash.
This is the Fire Nation. The Fire Nation is attacking.
That's what it is, Mac. I'm just not impressed.
This is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Damn it! What question were you going to ask me?
So, Force Awakens held that opening box office record for like 3 years, and then Infinity War came out 257 opening weekend. Mm-hmm. That lasted for a year because then Endgame made 357 million opening weekend, and then No Way Home made 268, something like that opening weekend. Oh, I know. And that was during COVID too, Mac. That was still like at a time when not everyone was going back in theaters.
That's true.
Mac, first of all, if No Way Home were to come out like pre-COVID, that movie would have made $2 billion easily. If COVID didn't exist, things like that, No Way Home would have made $2 billion. My question to you though, Mac, is One, do you think we'll see a Star Wars movie hit $1 billion again?
Fuck
Two,
no.
will anything beat Endgame's 357 million opening weekend?
So first one, I don't think so. Unless like this new one where Ryan Gosling has like the peakest trailer ever, or even if Mandalorian and Grogu makes that, maybe I think that's gonna do well, but not $1 billion. And depending on the hype for Doomsday, that could be something where that could break the Endgame's weekend record. Because I'll tell you what, once that first trailer drops for Doomsday, that's gonna put butts in seats already.
I don't think Doomsday. I think Doomsday is going to do like Age of Ultron type numbers, but probably a bit more like 1. I'm thinking like 1.6, 1.7 for Doomsday.
Mhm.
But if Doomsday is great, Mac, the sky is the limit for Secret Wars.
Oh, Secret Wars, that could be like $3 billion if they wanted
It
to. If
could
they play
be.
their cards right. Actually, I think Spider-Man has a chance to be billion.
I do too. I think I'm not gonna say it's automatic, but just the way things are looking right now, it was No Way Home already making almost 2 billion. Yeah, I think Spider-Man. It's not an automatic lock, but Spider-Man's well on its way to probably like 1.3, 1.5 billion. The last two MCU Spider-Man movies have both made $1 billion, Max. So why would this one be any different? I think too, Mac. When we get that sequel to Fantastic Four, that will be a contender for $1 billion. It will be a contender for sure.
I'm actually excited for Spider-Man because they just casted Marvin Jones as Tombstone.
Love that casting. Love that casting.
If you don't know who Tobias Jones is, shout out to Arrow. Oh, not Arrow. Oh, I'm sorry. Black Lightning. He played the best character in Black Lightning. If you don't know about him, get to real quick.
On getting rich. You're very cavalier with your assets.
Only thing worse than a loudmouth Negro is a loudmouth white woman. You really do hate I love black people. I hate incompetent, thick-lipped, scratch where it don't itch Negroes like you. Let me rephrase. Sit your weak monkey ass down before all the people of freedom learn that the Pierce family is the chocolate-covered Incredibles. You big-lipped, bug-eyed, nappy-headed Nimrod. You're gonna learn today.
Shut the hell up. How is it you never seem to age?
Well, a vegan lifestyle mixed with a little yoga really does work. I keep saying black folks gotta get off of that fried chicken and watermelon Kool-Aid diet. Plus, I do my best to stay out of the sun.
Someone wrote those. Someone wrote those shit.
Oh God.
Dude, when I first because my mom watched Black Lightning and I finally got onto it a few years ago, and I'm like, oh my Lord Jesus, the chocolate covered Incredibles was got me. I'm like, yo, someone wrote that. Someone wrote that and said, say like, your line was curse you, Black Lightning. If he's not doing that in Spider-Man, I ain't watching it.
Oh my God.
This is why I want Miles Morales in the next movie, so I can have that.
Oh Jesus! Kevin Feige would never let it never in a million years have that dialogue in any of his movies.
Imagine that in an Avengers movie. That would have been in Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh Jesus! And Mac and the live stream. Oh my God!
But that's gonna do it for us tonight. We want to thank you all. This has been a short live stream because we're getting better at it, Rod. We're learning how to,
this is a good time to start, though. This is a good time.
Yeah,
it's like 7 o'clock. That's good time.
7 o'clock is good, and
yeah,
it was really good to kind of get this not over with, kind of like a early start date, and we kind of ended up right before 9:30. But we're excited.
That feels good.
Yeah. So our next stream is definitely going to be probably best and worst horror movies. Like I mentioned, we're going to try to get our homie Dom back on here because he hasn't been on here for a minute. Want to bring him in, include it.
Nice.
And yeah, we're gonna just talk about probably just Halloween season, just so we can time everything. But Rod, what do you got coming up, and where can the good people find you at?
Yeah, at the Cinema Gallery. my personal or my film page. Then, of course, the film podcast, the Infinity Film Podcast. That's myself and my wonderful friend, Mr. Benjamin Saunders. You can find us there. Our next episode, we recorded an episode with, Shane and his friend Haley. We talked all about Ari Aster, so that episode will be coming out soon. And
Strange Thing About the Johnsons is a great movie.
What'd you say?
The best movie, Strange Thing About the Johnsons.
The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. You're talking about Mac.
You ever seen the Ari Aster? That was his first film.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. We just talked about his four main films.
You should have talked about that one.
Hereditary, Midsommar, Beau's Afraid, and Eddington. Yeah, we just talked about those four. But what was I getting ready to say? Next week, we start our month of horror, Mac, and we're kicking things off with not talking about exactly a horror film, but we're going to talk about something that was horrifying, and we're going to talk about if Joker Folie à Deux is as bad a year later, because this Friday, Mac, or Saturday, not this tomorrow, but next Saturday is the 1 year anniversary of Joker 2.
Oh my God! Yeah,
we're doing a 1 year retrospective for it, so that should be. I gotta find some time this weekend, Mac, to rewatch that shit. So I don't want to.
That was our first live stream on the podcast page. We talked about Joker 2.
Did we talk about Joker 2?
No. On our podcast, me and Kristen. We're first on our live stream. We talked about it with David from Lickstock and James Shaw. We did that live stream. We just eviscerated that movie. I can't believe it's been a year. Holy shit.
Time flies, man. And that movie, I don't think it's a dumpster fire, but it's bad. So there's more bad than good with that movie, man. So
what's funny is that just real quick before I end it, my story with that was when I went to go see it with a friend. The projection broke. It froze in the middle of the movie, and I already wasn't vibing with it. And the scene where they were in the cell together, the first time they tried to escape, it froze then, and they had to re-rack the film back to the before. I was I gotta watch this shit again, and it's just I was oh, and they gave us a free pass, and I was mentally checked out of that movie afterwards.
There's nothing new with that movie, Mac. It's basically a retread of Joker 1. And then everything you love about Joker 1, they kind of do away with it with one simple choice. So, I don't want to make this a Joker 2 conversation, but check that. That's what's coming up on the podcast, Mac. And then,
that's a horror movie.
Well, we got some good stuff. We got some good horror stuff coming up, because you and Kirsten are going to be on to talk about Weapons and Barbarian. That's going to be a fun conversation.
Yes, and I can't wait to on our podcast. We're going to be talking about. I might be going to see him soon, so I don't know if you have that review up soon.
I refuse to go watch that. I can't. I'm refusing to go watch that movie, man. That movie just does not look good at all. So I'm gonna go based off your opinion on and see if you like it or not. But
all I know is that Jordan Peele's probably punching the air because he wanted weapons. But anyway,
he wanted weapons, and now we probably know why.
But for me, I got some reviews coming up. Smashing Machine. We're gonna see that next week with my dad. With the Rock, to see if we can do something different. The next up will probably be the review of Tron Ares, because I'm fucking excited for that shit. I love Tron.
Yeah.
Yep. And then probably the him review as well too. And then probably gonna 31 Nights of Halloween. Mac-a-Ween. We're starting that next week as well too. 31 Nights, a straight horror movie. Fuck my life. I do this to myself every year, but why not? I'm having fun with it. But until next time, you've been listening to the Function live stream podcast. I've been Mac. This has been Rod, and we will see you all in the next stream. Peace.